Welcome to my channel. So today's discussion has to do with going from the winter phase to the spring phase, and from the spring phase to the summer phase. We left winter a while back. We're going through spring and it's going into summer. So what we've done is we've planted a bunch of succulents. In this case, this is a type of ice plant, and we're letting the weeds die down. And as the weeds die down, we trim them down so that way they're not a fire hazard. And then that helps us locate and find where we can put more ice plant or baby sunrose or whatever ground cover that we're looking to install. And you can see that what was months ago was lush greenery is now turning into a desert. It's turning brown and the soil is starting to be exposed pretty dramatically. Where the taller plants have taken hold, these are radishes and flax and clover. They are holding the moisture, the soil, and they're shading each other. But you can see that we're putting in more ice plants and more salvias, different types of ice plants. We've got our clovers, really pretty flowers. It's bachelor's button, and this is borage, and underneath it is a blueberry, and the lemon tree is being taken over by geranium, so it's being shaded. And then we've put in some dianthus. But the thing that we're looking to put in is the ice plants, because they will survive the best if they can survive, because sometimes they don't do so well. This one's not doing so hot. They need the roots to take they need they need the roots to take root. Anyhow, and then some of the plants are doing exceedingly well. Calendula here is doing really well all throughout the property. The lavender is doing really well. We have a lot of lavender here. Let's see. We're going for the lavender. Got a lot of rosemary, a lot of salvias, a lot of lavender. And the reason for that is we want plants that bees like, because we want pollinators here. And not just bees, but bumblebees, and we want hoverflies, and everything. We want them all. This is the topmost portion, which would normally be the driest, but we take the time to water this zone better because we have access with a hose, and all water goes downhill from this point and slowly matriculates down the hill to the end point. Now the end point is pretty dry right now, so we don't expect a tiny little bit of water to get all the way down there. But you can see where the swale mound top is, down about 6 inches, 8 inches, there's greenery all along the swale mound. And that's because water is moving through the swale mound and exuding itself through the sidewall of the swale and down. And this is the ditch of the swale, and this is a very green, lush area. And it does not get as much water as you might think. We don't water that super heavily. Down here we have a dry zone. It's turning into its own little desert right here. All the greenery, all the soft greenery has died off. All the hard greenery is still alive. These are some interesting pitcher plants that stink really bad, but they're really great plants. I think they eat bugs. But we're trying to get some ground covers established in here, and that's maybe pennyroyal. I'm not quite sure. If it's not pennyroyal, it's periwinkle. Over here in a depression that I've created, there's an Olla, O-L-L-A. I don't know how to pronounce that properly, but that olla is filled from time to time and waters underneath the ground, you can see the result is dramatic. These are potatoes and tomatoes and arugula and radishes and things. And they're going crazy. It's great. So glad to see that happening. Where the water does not percolate up the hill to, it's a desert. Hey, deserts, go deserts. We need deserts. Deserts are good. Here's a potato in flower. That's pretty cool. And behind it is one of my grapes. We have a really big, what looks like a hardneck garlic right there because it's got a garlic scape on it. So I believe that's a hardneck garlic. I'm going to harvest that in a couple months. See if we can get that bad boy to give us some good garlic. This lavender is a transplant and it's revived. It looked like it was going to die for a while there, but it revived itself and doing quite well. This is part of our watering strategy. This is soaker hose with Y's and stuff, and the soaker hose just emanates throughout the hose and saturates the soil, and if it gets covered in dirt or plants, it doesn't evaporate as fast. I'm not particularly a huge fan of soaker hose, but in this case scenario, I couldn't use above ground sprayers, and I could not install drip emitters economically. So soaker hose was one of the only ways to go besides buried ollas and stuff like that, and watering timing. You know, watering in the evening and in the early morning. And since I'm not here a lot, that's not happening too much. So this hole had to come down to design with things like swales and clovers and things. Oh, look, a 4-leaf clover. Look at that little guy. There you go. There's your happy luck for the day, a 4-leaf clover. I'm going to prove that that's a single leaf set. Yep. Single leaf set, 4-leaf clover. There you go. So I've actually seen 5-leaf clovers, which is pretty cool. Here's another 4-leaf clover. Wow. There you go. Another 4-leaf clover. Prolific. And there's another one. Another 4-leaf clover. That's pretty cool. Wow. Pretty neat. So there you go. There's popularity for you. Here's a rock rose doing really well, and another grape doing really well, and more garlic. And this looks like a soft neck garlic. It's not putting out any garlic scapes. So that's what's happening in this permaculture garden. We're heading into the desert time of year where everything dies back and we don't water a lot. We're in a Mediterranean climate. We're in Pacific Grove, California, which is in Monterey, California. And we get cool summers and wet winters. We don't get hot summers. We hit about 72 degrees, 75 degrees. Once in a while, in October, we hit 80, but pretty much temperate climate. So a lot of plants can grow here. A large variety of plants can grow here, and we take advantage of that. We have a decently long season, but most of it's dry. So we have to be very careful about our plantings and overuse of water. And that's why I'm using all the groundwork and the ground cover and the underground watering systems. Everything from swales, ollas, drip emitters, soaker hose, mulches, compost. We're doing our best to get the soil to not see the light of day, but the budget is highly restrained, so I can't buy in wood chips and mulch to cover the soil. So I'm letting nature take that position and and do the cover with cover crops like clover and baby sunrose and things like that. So it takes a while to get all that stuff established. We've gone through year 1 and we're going into year 2. And this was originally just dirt and grass. And it was really, really hard. Clay dirt and kikuyu grass. And the kikuyu grass is still here and the weeds are still here, but they're definitely being dominated out by the other plants like the mints and the borage and the garlic and alyssum, flax, clover, lavender, thyme, calendula, rosemary, lavender, geraniums. We even have poppies in here, right? Of a variety of natures. We have nasturtium, we have radishes, we have tomatoes and potatoes and onions and garlic, and we have salvias, just a huge amount of plants, little daisies, a huge variety of succulents, and that's what the garden's all about. There you go. Have a great day on this update.